What is going on, everybody? If you can hear me, give me a 1 in the chat, a 2 or a 3. Give me some kind of feedback because I'm having a lot of difficulties tonight. I've been having difficulties all week. Technical difficulties started on a Sunday. Before I get into it, let me get into the mumbo jumbo, the marketing part of the job. We're streaming from 2 different platforms, Facebook and YouTube. YouTube is my primary stream. Secondary is my Facebook. If you enjoy the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support me, support the channel, support my dreams, support everything I do, Cash App is in the bottom. Sorry, guys. If you can see it, I'm gonna try to fix that at some point tonight somehow. Till we wait for our guests. Tell you why I'm having difficulty this week first, before we get into the actual topic. So, and for the first one, we got lost in translation in the house. Give him a holler. Technical. It started with phone problems this week. I decided to switch phones, and I ended up switching back, and that wasn't the biggest issue. My advice to anybody: do not ever go to Samsung. I like my iPhone. I'm sticking to my iPhone. Simple as that. And it's made a domino effect. Problems after problems after problems. It just never ends. So, today's topic is when boys become men. That is the question. When boys becomes men. When do men become men? That is the biggest question I hear all the time. But does anybody know the actual answer to that? That is the question I actually have. It's a lot of things in being a man than just hanging out and having a good time. Being a man could be going out to the store, getting groceries and stuff like that. All this good stuff. Being the provider. Being what's the word I'm looking for? The loved one. Being somebody that is better. You can be better. That's what makes you the man of the house, the head of the house. You gotta keep that in mind when you do that. And we got Stacy, our unofficial cheerleader. No, Stacy, this stream has come with a lot of hiccups today. So hopefully we get through it and we don't have to do this hiccups anymore. So I was saying, being a man makes the difference. Cutting the grass, doing the groceries, doing this, doing that. That's what makes you a man. And that's why I'm waiting for my guests to come in. I don't really want to get into it deeply. But you know what? Give me one thing credit. Even all the technical problems, I might have started 10 minutes late. I made it through. I put this I slapped this background on. I didn't have no intro. I have some type of sound effects. Let's check one.
This is Sparta!
Okay, I got some sound effects. So we can work with this tonight. It's not a total loss. You know, I seen worse. I seen King do worse, and I made it work somehow. So yeah, we can work from different places. I can do a lot of things. Yes, smartass. Stacy. Yeah, thank you. I know I have phone problems. Thank you. You know, you can take that Samsung 23 and shove it up your ass. And if you want some lotion, I got a whole brand new bag in the back. So, fuck you. That's my advice to you. Can anybody hear me, actually? I just realized that. Can you hear me now? I had the mic off the whole time. Yikes. Yeah. So, let's get this back on track. Let's start over again. Here. Let me get back here. That my thing's not working. Here we go. Let's start from here. Hey, guys, welcome tonight at another episode of, the Spartan Arena. I was having a lot of difficulties. I originally started 10 minutes late. Now I'm going to start 16 minutes late because My gear's not working. I gotta reprogram everything. It looks like. So let's talk about when boys become men. What does that mean to everybody? I have my own theories behind that. Is it financial? Is it educational? Is it goal driven? Is it a homemaker? Is it a decision maker? A captain? A leader? What is it? Is it all above? Does it make you better than anybody else? Or are you looking for specific tasks from that man? Or specific deals for that person? Let's find out tonight. When the guests are showing up, we will have some serious questions to ask that are a little bit, I don't want to say groundbreakers, but some of them will be even questioning them, how they feel about it. There is a lot of questions here. So let's get our first guest in here. And hopefully I don't have any more technical issues because I am done having technical problems today. Let me zoom. Let's get him in here. So he actually is our IT guy. I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to blame all these problems tonight on him. And I got to blame somebody. I'm not blaming myself. So, BMU has his tech guy. I got mine. We call him Sam the Genius. Sam, what's up, my man?
What's going on?
All right. Let me raise your volume because you're super, super low. All right. Try now.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, you're good now, buddy. So, remember the problems we fixed? Oh, we fixed it all right. We wiped out the whole freaking OBS system out with it when you realize it.
We did.
Yeah. So I winged it. The best I can. This is the best I have for now. So we're going to work with it tonight. We have some sound effects, though. So let's see which ones we have. We got one.
Right.
We got some. Okay, I can work with this tonight. We're gonna do this. Okay, Sam, you're a father, right?
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah. So
What keep in mind this is going out there. Go ahead.
it's not gonna be too bad. Don't trust me. Let me just adjust us a little bit here, so we're kind of even. When I say to you, when boys become men, that term, what does that mean to you in your own words? I told you I was gonna put you on a hotspot tonight.
No, it's not that quite of a hotspot. When boys become men, and then before you mentioned my father, which I thought was a little off, but then again, I see the question here. My father immigrated when he was 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, so he was living out someone on the street. He had some family, but he immigrated here as a kid. Mm-hmm. So when does a man become a man? I would guess the best answer would be when he has to be. So my father became a man, so to speak, at a young age. That doesn't come without cost. There's issues that happen because of that, but nonetheless, my father became a man at a young age. I became a man in I would probably say late adolescence, but it depends, it depends on the person, or maybe mid-adolescence, but now men don't become men until they have to prove themselves. That's the way I see it. Once you become a man, you take a very different perspective on your life. It's no longer about you. It's about your family. It's about your kids. It's about your future. It's about your house. It's about your savings. It's about your toys, at a certain level, So
when you say toys, what do you mean by toys?
Toys, man, your cars, your houses, your investments, whatever it is.
Toys can be a lot of things. It can be an action figure. You can be a model. You can be a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I still collect some collectibles that with Techno Man and Gundam, all that stuff. Call me a dork, call me a geek, call me a kid, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. I like them. So, and some of those suckers are expensive, like $200-$300. Some of those suckers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them are expensive, man.
And so that's one way to look at it. Like my father, a little backside. Sam is one of my fellow Greeks, so we gotta say salute to the Greeks tonight. So I have to put it out there.
This is Sparta!
I have to play that. I had to.
That's funny. All right, very good.
So, by I said, my father came in through sailing. He's already young age. His father died very young. Literally he got blown up. He was walking the mule in the back in the days. Back in the mountains in Greece. It was a bomb left from World War II. Poop, he went. So he worked very young. So the best job he could get, it was in his teens, in this crab fishing boat. That's how he came in the country. And back then it wasn't like you had to be a deckhand and a mechanic. You can be one or the other. That's how it was. He was a mechanic, and that's how he snuck into the country. Yeah, my dad was illegal. So he worked his ass off. He worked his ass off. I remember him working 15, 16 hours a day. When I became a man is when I got shipped to Greece, because that's when I needed a father. That's when I needed a mother. I didn't have that. What I did have, it was the best education I could have is the streets.
Yeah, man, but for me it wasn't. The streets were a bit too harsh. I grew up when I came here from Queens. I thought violence was normal.
Mm-hmm.
So try to have a regular upbringing when you think violence is normal. You're not acting normal. You're not thinking normal because you think violence is normal. So, excuse me. It took me a lot of time coming from Queens, where you're supposed to be a tough guy, to come into Long Island where, you don't have to be such a tough guy. And then you see nice people, and then you don't know how to react to nice people. I knew how to react to violence or anger.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to react to nice people. So, the streets taught me a lot of lessons. I'm very wise from it. I came from College Point. Most of my friends, well, not most of my friends, I'd say maybe 6 out of 10 have either been shot, killed, or I don't know, some sort of gang violence or imprisoned. At least 3 are dead. I know that. 2 died from 2 hobos. They shot each of them. But, I came from College Point. I had friends. I had that happen to friends. We've seen kidnappings. We've seen just stuff that happened in the streets, beatings, So, yeah, the streets taught me how to be careful and how to watch out for people. But it didn't really teach me how to interact somewhat normally. I had to find that out after I realized that, life wasn't that violent.
We have a question in the comments. Let me find my mouse. Here it is. The streets, how so? Sam, you want to take that one?
What's that? Say it again.
The question in the chat is, let me put it back. I don't know if you can see it on your side, on your screen. The streets, how so?
How so are the streets? Well, I think I just answered that with the violence,
Mm-hmm.
So, and that way it taught me things. And, also in that way, the streets normalized violence for me. Violence is not normal. I realized it wasn't normal probably at 14 or 15 when I moved to Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I realized violence wasn't normal. So, in that sense.
For me, the streets was where I learned a lot of things, like, business deals. If you don't talk the right way, have the right language. Oh, me from Greece. Okay, I'm mentioning that right now. For me, it was mostly like in Greece was different. Like, yeah, it was. You had the violence, you had the drug deals, all that stuff. But I was one of those guys like, okay, I'm gonna start talking myself out of stuff. I was a good talker, and Sam knows I'm a good talker. That's why he's laughing over there right now. And I got myself out of a lot of trouble back then. That taught me things like how freaking get money out of people. And like, you see this little thing, I can make it sound like it's $1,000. It's really only cost me $20. They didn't know that. By the time I got the money, I was out of there. Like, fun, stupid thing I ever done was told you this one, Sam. I took frozen spinach and sold it for weed.
Oh
It worked.
wow.
It worked. I got out of that. I got it out of that. I made sure it was like 4 or 5 hours away from my house. I was far away. Make sure that guy didn't catch me. Ooh, I was like, I got it, and I made sure it was the middle of winter, so he wouldn't realize. Oh, it's cold. That's what it is. I dipped. So yeah. So Sam, let me ask you a question. You think our culture and our surroundings kind of influence young men to become the people who they are and kind of transform themselves into the man they want to be?
Say it again. Say it again.
You think our culture with young men that will identify them and transform them into the people they're going to be?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry. I just got a phone call. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say it
Okay.
again. My
Focus.
apologies.
Focus right here.
I am. I'm trying. I'm trying. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you think our culture can transform a young man to be the person he wants to be or the person he might become with,
Yeah.
this-
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I mean, look, man. If you want to, if you want to breed feminine men, I think you look no further than the American culture, right? I know it sounds horrible, but fact is, American men. I don't know, man. You see, women want a man. When it comes down to it, if they want to play games, they'll pick somebody who's more feminine or. But then if you take the Greeks, if you take the Italians, if you take shoot, man, yeah, Russians, if you take any Japanese, even the Chinese, men are men, women are women. That's how it works. So yeah, a culture can make a huge difference. If you ask me who's going to get the biggest man out of a culture, I would choose top three would probably be Greek, Italian, and Russian would be my guess.
You
on the
put
ones.
Asian in there?
You know what? I mean, yes, Asian, yeah, but as far as the machismo goes, the machismo would be that, and then of course you have some black men. There's machismo there, man. That's why women like black men. So it's whatever culture or group that's going to provide the machismo, the essence of man,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, a culture can do that. Absolutely.
I'm going to agree with a lot of what you're saying. I'm also going to add a little thing to it. Yes, our culture as American, it has gotten very weak over the years. Definitely right after, during COVID and after COVID. I don't know what the hell happened to our men, or young men, I should say. I work with some of them. I work in dietary for some of you guys, and I'm one of the chefs there. And I work at night with a lot of young people. And I see some of them, like, the way they're talking. I'm like, seriously? If I talk back then like that, I'll get my ass beat. Now? And some things they do is, like, questionable. Where's our masculinity? Where is our man? Now, I agree with what you're saying, Sam. Yeah, Greek is probably one of them. I'm not saying that because I'm Greek. I see it. There are more tough guys out there. Asian. That's with overseas culture. One thing they keep is the respect, the way they're raised. It hasn't changed from generation to generation. It's still the same over the years. It might be a little different. It's the food, bro.
This is the food. This is the
You know what? I gotta give them credit. It is the food. The food, it has to be something like, we don't have to go to McDonald's every day, and we can get a nice fat gyro. I would take that shit in a day. I'm going to go to New York now. We drive 2 hours just for a fucking gyro.
There's partial truth to that, to it being the food.
Please.
Honestly, because if you look at the food, American food that Americans eat, it makes you lethargic. It doesn't make you want to. It doesn't make you virile. It doesn't make you excited. It does the opposite. So yeah, if you look at other countries, they have good, healthy food. These people are eating octopus, clams, oysters, the whole shebang bangs. All these things are great for for a man's libido, and that's what they eat daily. Whereas Americans, we just eat fatty cheeseburgers, pizza, everything that makes you not want to have sex, not want to procreate is what we eat, So yeah, the food definitely helps. The food definitely helps. I know if I'd be eating oysters every day, maybe I'd have some problems.
Yeah, I got keep
you have
there.
you have a sound effect there. Yeah. Look at that. All right.
Oh, I got more. I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh boy.
You know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you the food. I'm gonna want to put my little 10 cents as a chef. And somebody, have you ever had like a meat from overseas, like Greece or wherever your other half is from?
Argentina. I had, of course, meat in Greece. I've had meat in Argentina, and I've had meat in the Bronx, which is delicious anyway.
Okay.
But
so let me ask you a question.
No, there is a quality difference. Like for example, when I was in Argentina, the steak was unbelievable, really good, and cheap cuts of steak were just so good. Everything was good and cheap. Beef was great. Food in Greece would be goat and lamb, which was always fresh. But yeah, it's not like here in the States. Many restaurants or many places consider frozen fresh.
Yeah, frozen number one's not fresh. I'm gonna get to that in 1 second before I get into that. So my question is to you is when you bit into that meat, did you see the taste difference?
Oh, absolutely! It tastes like meat.
So that's where I'm going. Our meats. Again, I'm not trying to knock anybody. I'm in the food business. We pump our shit with steroids. You're not really eating meat. You're eating steroids, chemicals mostly.
Oh, more than steroids, man. We even irradiate the meat here. The meat here is actually known to cause cancer in certain studies. It's freaking whacked out and crazy. Plus they want to add more to it. I'm not sure if you want to talk about those things here, but these things are true. Anybody can research it.
I have no problem talking about anything here.
They're also trying to get rid of local
farmers,
bro. They're trying to get rid of local farmers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any local cattle farmers, so on and so forth, they're trying to get rid of. To me, this is the real reason why the cost of food has gone up is because Bill Gates buys up the farmland and chooses not to farm. So, there's one issue.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. You can't all this stuff Sam's saying. You can find it, so you can definitely Google it yourself. Do your research. I know Sam. I might break his balls, but he definitely does his research. I'm like, hey, listen, guys, in the chats, I'm like, we can talk about anything. Only 2 rules I have is no politics and no racism. That's only 2 things. Anything else is free game in my channel.
All right, so my conversation's done. No politics. All right, I'm done.
Yeah,
can't talk anymore.
But what he's saying that with the whole meat and farmers, yeah, they're trying to get rid of farmers because big supermarkets are trying to take over. Very simple. See how much? I'll give you a good example. Tomahawk is one of my favorite steaks. Cut a steak.
Tomahawk, really?
Yeah.
Tomahawk, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And that's my personal preference. So, by that said, how often are you going to be able to find a decent piece of meat or a decent price? A tomahawk, I can go about $150 to $200. Just one decent piece. That's right. And the best one I found, you're gonna laugh your ass off, dude. When I found it, I found it off of Amazon.
Right.
What's up, man?
Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so I found it off Amazon, the best place I found it. But when I went overseas, the meat was even A, cheaper, B, it tasted great. It will fall off the boat.
That's just the way it's cooked, man. That's just the way it's cooked.
Yes, but also the way is how it's raised too.
Nah, man. Number one, you have where's this camera thing here? Where is it?
You don't get know how to use it.
Am I on or no?
No, you're off, dude.
There we go. All right, there we go. Tomahawk tastes good because you have the bone there, right? The bone always adds flavor. That's why chicken.
But I'm using. I know I'm using different example.
Right, but the thing is that you're buying a whole lot of bone. You're buying a piece of tomahawk, right? Mm-hmm. So the whole meat is not. It's not a lot of meat comparatively speaking. I mean, if you bought, shoot, man, you could buy 3. What do you call them? T-bones. Is it T-bones? Not T-bones. Yeah, 3 T-bones. It's like $45 for 3 of them. Nice thick ones. You can buy 3 T-bones. That shit is delicious. Better than a tomahawk.
True.
You know, tomahawk is a lot of show. You know, it's you have the whole bone. It's carved a certain way. They threw out a lot of fat and gristle. Some of it I like. You know, that's gone. There's meat in there. That's also gone. It tastes awesome. You know, anything close to the bone is good, but they wipe that shit away. So for me, a tomahawk is kind of, especially as a Greek, bro. I suck the bones, eat the marrow, I eat the cartilage. You know, so yeah.
You know the funny thing, my dog I have at the moment, my last dog before he passed, my mom and him used to fight over the bones. I'm like, because she likes breaking and sucking her, and he's looking at her and growling at her like, yo, I'm like, this is my bone. What are you doing eating that shit? So
Yeah, the bones are good, man.
no, yeah, bro, delicious. That's like, making a good soup out of it is delicious. Believe it or not, a lot of bone broth, the liquid kind. I'm not talking about the powder or it's about $300 a case, and it's strong. It's a bone. It's delicious. That's what we use at in nursing homes and stuff like that. It's one of the best ones. Guys, whoever's joining us, make sure you guys hit the like and share and subscribe about it. And we appreciate it from both of us. It will help us and everybody else on the channel.
How many people you got now? Like 6,000, 10,000? How many people you got there?
I wish. We'll be having a different conversation.
Yeah, yes.
Hang on 1 second. One of my other guests is just emailing me, see where the hell he is. So
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna. You find out what's going on there. Maybe we can take a quick commercial break. I'm sure you have a ton of advertising to show. I'm just playing with you. I'm going to take a quick break. I want to refill my glass. I'm having lemonade. So let me refill my lemonade, and I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Is that cool?
I'll take you. You want me to take you off camera or you got it?
I think I got it. There we go.
Right. Remember how to use it this time.
Yeah, I'm going to mute it so that you don't hear me, fumbling around. You know what I mean? I don't want you to hear me fumbling around. So I'm going to be a little quiet. So instead of being quiet, I'm just going to mute it so that you don't hear me. All right. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you in 2 seconds.
All right, man. So the whole let's stick with the me thing to where we get everybody in here. The way the means are grown is different. It will mess your hormones up. That is facts. If you don't think it is, look it up. If you're eating crap food, your obesity comes in. And obesity comes into a lot of other things too, like some female instincts. Let's keep that in mind. So my original statement was going to be, becoming a man is a natural journey everybody takes at some point. Transition from boyhood to manhood. It's a challenge, growth, and self-discovery through a lot of steps. Our steps could be every different challenge. Every person out there has their own challenge and their own step. But one thing we all have and one thing in common, we all, as becoming a man, become the person, we all have to put one foot in front of the other to embrace the journey that we own. We're going to become and own it eventually. This episode is becoming a man. Becoming a man is a big word that can go either way. It could be a way that tell you how to be a father, or be a businessman, a tech guy. It doesn't matter. Man is a word. Depends on how you define it. Each episode of your maturity is your journey. Your journey needs to be guided. And this is where a lot of the older men, myself, even Sam, I think he's like 20 or 30 years older than me. But he has his own journey, his own struggles. That is my biggest problem with the young generation. When you try to teach them something, like I have young guys in my kitchen all the time. When I try to teach them how to use a knife correctly, or how to use a slicer, or a technique, or a better way to make a meatloaf, or an easier way to make a meatloaf, or something like that, the pushback is so hard. Man, it's like fighting tooth and nail. Where the hell am I going to do this shit? And I get it. They don't want help because they think they're man. But a real man kind of steps back and learns from others. I have a lot of guys on here. I have Loss. I have JT. I have even R-Pain. He's a great example when he comes on tonight. What the hell is R-Pain anyway? He's supposed to be up here right now. R-Pain is the biggest example because he's one of my older guys here. Paul, one of my really good friends, Paul has a great way to tell people stuff. It's just time and effort. You just gotta be ready for it. If you are ready for it, let's do it. And we can sit here and talk about it all day long, as many times as you want. But we only can do so much. Question is, are they ready to learn from us? And I hear this all the time from everybody, like, my generation, this, my generation. How we stop talking about our generation and actually take these young men by the hand and teach them what we need to? Have anybody thought of that? And that is the problem I think we have. We don't teach, we try to tell. How about we stop telling and teaching the difference? The future is the key of our young crowds. We all know that. From our education to our membership, to our military, to our government, to our friendship, to our family members. This is more just a broadcast or a community or a show or a YouTube channel. This is a way you can let some steam off too. Your way to actually discover. Believe it or not, through this YouTube streets, this is where I learned met most of the greatest people in my life. Before, grooming reviews was a thing. Before I got my nickname, the Ghost of Spartan. Before everybody called me, this and that. We became who we are from this channel. I became friends with the BMU channel. I became teaching all this stuff. They taught me a lot over the years. Sam, me and Sam know each other for 40 years, right, Sam?
Quite some time, yes.
I know we have 30-year difference of age.
Oh man, I'm not that old. I'm 38. How old are you?
You're not 38, no way.
I'm 38, man. How old are you?
I'm 38, so fuck off. I know you're not 38.
You're 38? All right then. When's your birthday? We probably share the same birthday and year.
I love to tell the public, because only one Spartan in this house. We're going to fight now.
38. What year were you born?
I'm 11/29/85, bitch.
85, bro. That's when I was born. 85.
You're not here, liar.
Yeah, man. 3/13/85.
Dude, do you know how to count? Yeah, I know. Let me see your license.
I know how to count. 30. I'm not going to show you my license
because I know you're going to be in your 50s.
I look younger than you, man.
Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. We're drowning in dangerous water. Sam, a serious question now. When you people say, when it was my time or that generation, I hate that generation. I hate those millennials. All this stuff. What comes to your mind usually?
You say you can talk about anything but politics.
We're not talking about politics.
This is politics, man. This is politics.
Talking about millennials is not. I'm talking about when I say politics. Let me make that clear. I'm talking about the right, the left, Biden, stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. Politics. Okay.
Well then, allow me to provide the segue.
Go ahead.
And I'll take us into politics. So let me see. What was your question again? Say it again.
Excuse me. When people talk about, back in my time or those millennials or my generation, what comes to your mind?
So what happens when I tell you about when your father said about his time? What do you think? When
he was telling me, I think he's trying to teach me something.
Okay, right. Did your father work hard?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. What do you think his grandfather did?
Work his ass off.
Oh shit! What do you think your great grandfather did?
Did the same fucking thing, worked his ass off,
Probably
probably.
the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, just for the sake of argument, what do you think your great grandfather did? You think he
Hopefully, he was
lazied
more a
around?
bigger playboy than I was, and chasing all these girls around.
Okay, okay, but
No,
nonetheless, he
seriously,
worked
joking
hard.
aside, he'd probably work his ass off too. Yes.
All right, so um, when somebody tells you, and they start making fun of these people who say back in my time, there's a lot of this back in my time that is just the way men are, and they're trying to change men. So men are supposed to work hard, take care of their family, protect their family, provide for their family. Okay. And women are supposed to take up their roles. So I'm not sure what I'm trying to get at here, but what I'm saying is that dude, it's almost a lie when they start making fun of people who say back in my time. My grandfather says back in my time. I've been hearing that since I was like 4 years old, and then I realized when I was like in my 30s, 32 because I'm 38 now. So when I realized in my early 30s,
Early 40s. Yeah. Okay.
that was a whole lie. It's the same thing. Everybody works harder. It's like when you become a man, that's when you're going to work harder. That's part of transitioning into a man, is taking your responsibilities and working harder, because now you have more responsibilities. At least you acknowledge your responsibilities. Therefore, you're going to work harder. So same thing here. Back in my time, when they make fun of it and they mock it, it hasn't changed in forever. It's been like that every generation. When they say that, that's because it's true. That's because it was always constant. Men always worked hard. Today, men are not working hard. They're not. They're fucking wearing bikinis. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. I didn't mean to curse. I do apologize.
You can fucking curse. I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. I thought I wasn't allowed to curse, but
Curse.
anyway, not that I want to. I'd rather not. But either which way, man, that's it. Men today aren't men. Men today are allowing men to be women and to compete in competition. If my daughter was there would be no way that a 40-year-old man is going to be using the women's bathroom to change into his or her
Bingo.
attire.
That's the topic I was waiting for. Somebody pound shot. I have an issue with that one because
What do you have an issue with? Them not being allowed in, or being allowed in?
I'll be in. So you have this young man seeing this old
Young man. Sorry.
or young ones seeing this old guy going in the women's locker room, thinking that's okay. It's not okay. First they're going in the locker room, then next minute they're touching them. Who knows what's next after that?
That's the point. That's the point. It's to indoctrinate the people, to normalize this, and that's what they're trying to do. The bad thing is that a lot of people are falling for it. A lot of people are saying that this behavior is okay. It's not okay. Mm-hmm. But whatever, man. If you speak against that, you're gonna get in trouble.
So let me ask this question: do you think there's some common causes or challenges that young men face during their today's generation?
Young men, of course, man. Of course, young men. Let me tell you, I don't know if you know this, but I got my doctorate degree.
I didn't know that.
In the past 3 years. Yeah, amazing shit. I'm like a genius. I know everything and I do everything.
Yeah, that's
so
but
since being a doctor at 38, because I'm 38 now, I've realized that what a lot of people are doing, they're doing it to hurt people. Women are lied to, essentially. They're told that they can do better on their own, and they're somewhat empowered by that. So men today have a low chance of meeting up with somebody who's really honest and faithful and true to having a family. They're more into being uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Where they can take care of themselves and they can make their own money, which is fine, but you know, um, men aren't being told that. Men know that two income family is better than one. You can buy a lot more stuff. It's easier to work together than work against each other. So men tend to work for the family, tend to work for all that. They tend to give more. In that sense, men now are going to be losing because they're not going to get that. But if you look what's going on with men now, men are not marrying women, as easily. And a lot of men are going out of country as well. They're a lot of Asian women, Asian women are quite submissive. If you ask me the most dominant males, I told you, if you ask me the most submissive females, that would be the Asians. That would be, I don't believe, is Japan Asian? I'm not sure. But
Japan,
you have China.
and Korea, I believe, is Asian, North and South.
Okay, I'm not too sure. So those, India as well, if you look at the women there, more submissive than Americans. I'm talking about all of Asia. Yeah, man, those are the most submissive women. They take care of their men. The men in turn take care of their women. That's how it works. So you have an equal respect for each other. American women do not have equal respect for men. They think that men should give them things and take care of them, which is terrible because a man doesn't want, a man doesn't want like, I don't know. A man doesn't want like a doll, A man wants a companion, almost like I was gonna say almost like a dog, but a man wants a friend too, Not just somebody to just play around with and screw around with. No. A man wants a lot more than that. A man wants somebody that he can talk to about the bills and finances and work through solutions and find the future. Get those houses, 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses. Get those investments. Work together. That's what a man wants. Even if she doesn't participate as far as working, as far as a job, but she takes care of the finances. She takes care of somewhat the accounting, which I don't think any man should give any woman now the ability to take care of their accounting or finances. I think that's a big no-no. But everything else, they can manage somehow. So as long as they participate, I see, it's going to work out. If they don't, which most American women do not, because they feel like they're getting ripped off, because they're told every day, they're told every single day that they're getting paid less, that they're not appreciated every single day. And these women believe it. So they're being lied to by the government. They're being lied to by the schools. They're being lied to by their workplace. They're constantly told that they're underappreciated. And so they come home feeling underappreciated. At least the dumb ones do. The smart ones already know. I have a family, I have a house, I have a life. All that outside doesn't matter. It's it's my family that matters. Those are the smart ones. Not many Americans in there, but those are the smart ones. If you look at American males now, they're actually going overseas for women. So,
passport bros.
Passport bros, that's right. I was going to say passport men, but passport bros. Excuse me. So, I just ate a pizza. It's coming back up.
Still New York pizza. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. In PA, they don't have any good pizza. You should put one in the FedEx and overnight it for me. Yeah, you're 100% right. Now I'm gonna correct a couple of things from my personal experience. Asian women, I don't think they're as submissive as you think they are. Some of them can be kind of nasty. Depends what part. It's like anywhere else in the world. My instructor who taught me martial arts, he was half Japanese, half Chinese. Guess what part of the Chinese part was? His mother. And that woman was nasty when she came into the dojo. I remember you seen her. We call her, what was it called? Evil Granny, we called her in the dojo. My man Trey, what's up, my man? You better camera up, mic up, and let's rock it. Get your ass in here, bro. She was nasty when she came in the dojo. I'm with your Granny Meanie coming through the dojo. But she was good.
Who's Trey Ferb?
Trey Ferb is one of my buddies. He's gonna be coming up soon. He said he emailed me not long ago. Hopefully it goes well and his Mac works. And you know how Macs are not that reliable. No offense.
Oh, Macs are reliable, bro. Macs are reliable. Yeah, they're pretty good. Usually. There we go. Chat fam. Let's see if he comes up. Let's see if Trey Ferb's got the Mac balls.
He's a great guy, dude. He has a lot of good stories. He has a lot of good stories and a lot of good stuff coming.
All right, man. Let's hear it from Trey Ferg.
I can't wait to hear him come up because I think he will put a good side of this conversation because he has good knowledge about this stuff. And that's why I invited him tonight. Now, overseas, the difference, if a good man who's trying to find a woman, like myself and you probably right now, we're both trying to find good women to wife up, have kids, have a big family, like a big fat Greek wedding kind of thing, and we're kind of hard to do that now, like because you get like you said, who do you trust as a man? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Give me 1 second here. I'm sorry, I'm getting some texts here. I'm trying to send.
Any questions for the audience? You're more likely to share them. So let me get to the next question I was going to ask you. Where is it? How can the development mentally and physically can change with an environment with what we know so far?
Okay, so
physically, I don't think it make any difference. Mentally,
wait. Say it again.
I'm going to take the physical part out, but mentally,
no. Read the whole thing if you can.
How can the development results make a difference in development of mental or physical?
Okay, so that to me sounds like, and I'm not too sure. It sounds like nature versus nurture, I guess, right? How can it make a difference? Well, if you can be born with a good heart, but if you're introduced to a violent home, perhaps you can become a serial killer.
Trey, look in your email. I emailed it earlier today around around 6 o'clock. I emailed everybody with it. The group chat email. You should have it in there. If not, let me know. I'll email you again. I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
Yes, to me it sounds like you're talking about nature versus nurture.
Pretty much.
So if somebody's brought up if somebody has a good heart but brought up in violence, they have the potential of becoming a serial killer, right? So you take the same person with a good heart that's brought up in a good family, and then you can have somebody that can, be a very good person. Nature versus nurture, same thing there. I think where she said where you brought up versus what you are. Yeah, man. I think it has some effect. I don't think it's a decide all. I think at the end, these people ultimately make their own decisions. This is where will comes in. I am religious, and I think everybody's given free will, and I think this is where free will comes in, and then you're capable of making your own decisions. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right, but you have free will. With that free will, usually you're supposed to make proper decisions. So that's what I see. What's going on over here?
Give me a second.
You got some technical issues.
Let me send him his email because he didn't get the chat the link for some reason. I don't know why. I thought I just sent it today. Let me. Can't load you damn thing. The internet up here sucks ass.
You're streaming. Well, that's because you're probably streaming.
Yeah, I never had an issue before to now with it. Definitely with the PC I have. Trey, you should receive it right now. I just sent it to you, buddy. But you're okay. I agree. The reason I agree because if you were raised to be, a mama's boy, cuddle up, kissy all the time, and that's why they say if a man or a boy was raised by a single parent, you have less chances of being a good man, I guess you want to say, versus a single parent. But again, I don't agree with that study either because I've seen some great people or single parents came out of single parent homes.
Yeah. See, I don't think so. I think what happens is most of the men I've seen come from single parents. The mother raised them because that was then. Now you see a lot more fathers raising their kids. You know, I'm not going to get into my own, but right now you see a lot more fathers raising their kids. Um, and I think that if you have a boy who's raised by a woman, okay, the woman will try to fulfill both roles, because that's just simply the way they act sometimes. So I think that's okay. And I think a lot of times that either creates a bipolar child, or, because she's reacting as a woman, then she reacts as a man because she's trying to handle both roles, or it creates a very submissive male. I've never, I don't know, man. The straightest guys I met, they've come from, 2-parent homes. They're not divorced. They're together. Those are the straightest people I met. They can handle addiction. They can handle drugs. They can handle cigarettes. They can handle a lot of things. They know when to quit. They know when to stop. They know, when enough is enough, as they progress through life. It's the other people who grow up in dysfunctional homes. They just don't know when enough is enough. So they can be in their 30s or 38 like me, where they discover that they can't keep, doing certain things. They can't keep smoking cigarettes and so on and so forth. So
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I came with a household with both parents under a roof to recently, and I smoked. That's one of the hardest habits I have to kick. But I'm 6 months clean. That's what matters. 6 months fucking clean. All right, let's get Trey in here. I gotta see his goddamn view on this stuff. Hey, give me 1 second. Get you get you in here, bud.
Yeah, I'm losing. All right, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, I think that's my fault. That was my internet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Trey, welcome to the show. Sam, you good, by the way.
Hello?
I'm muted?
No, you good. We can hear you.
Oh, good.
Oh, y'all can hear me pretty good?
It's Trey. I'm sorry.
Let's go. Hear you.
Trey, can you hear me?
My man.
Oh, okay. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man?
We're good, brother.
Trey, what's up?
What's up, man? Yeah. Hey, grooming. I know y'all been talking about different topics, but you asked the last question. I wanted to just chime in from there, and then however you like, I can follow after that. But
yeah, of course.
You asked that last question.
Good.
What was the last question?
I think it was about the men, as far as. It had to do with manhood, but it was.
I can repeat it. No problem. I have it right here.
Yeah, go ahead. Repeat it.
The question I asked: how can what was it? I forgot. I just lost it. Where is it? Developmental and physical between men. When they're raised and stuff like that.
Yeah. As far as the man's mental and physical capacity. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
So I wanted to hear the full question. Ask that question again for me so I can really understand.
How the development of a mental from a mental and physical standpoint.
Okay. As far as how important are both of those to a man's growth?
You can take it like that if you want. I have it open to answer any way you like.
Okay.
For the sake of
I guess I'm gonna start from childhood and come up to manhood. As a child, it's important the mental capacity, and the mental capacity is just an umbrella to, being able to. I guess process reasoning as a child, being able to have certain stable emotions, not just so sporadic. Have a little bit more discipline, respectful, respect for other people, persons, places, and things, respect for yourself. As a kid, and it's all hindsight, but as a parent, I would, and whether I'm talking to my own kid or teaching my own kid, any other kid that's within my capacity, like if I'm mentoring or coaching or teaching something, then I want to give that child the best information possible, not just based off what I feel about it or whatever. I wanted to get them the dictionary understanding and the actual personal touch understanding too. And then that's from a kid. And, you know, of course, they need their basics, school information that they need, you know, math, science, social studies. Social studies is a big thing that we don't really cover, you know what I'm saying? And then as far as the mental capacity,
there's a reason why it's not covered. You know, there's a reason why social studies is not covered. You know, to me, that goes to indoctrination of some sorts, you know?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, it's a reason why, because you see where we are in this new millennial state of mind. Ain't nobody getting along with nobody. People are deleting themselves because of other people's perceptions of them. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's really scary right now. The young American mind is really fragile. Even, I ain't gonna say just young, it's just the American mind altogether to me. Ain't no particular, because when you look at the numbers as far as suicide, more Caucasians and white people delete themselves than black people. We just endure the pain, but it's years of enduring that limits us from really excelling to our full potential, in a sense. But we'll just endure it, and you know, and as a child, those are things you can't control. As a child, and this is where that mental capacity come in, because despite what you were going through as a child, once you turn age of 21, that puts you in another realm of childhood before manhood. Now you are adult on every law in every street in every town in America. So you have to be able to start moving differently to put yourself in better positions. Whether it's definitely got to get stronger. You can't be walking around in the streets today skinny. You got to be able to wrestle somebody off of you, because people are a little bit more prone to, you know, pull a blade on you, pull a weapon, try to rob you. So you got to be physically fit sometimes to just get yourself away. Even if it come down to running, your ass should be able to run. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dodge or, you know, duck behind the car. It's a lot of things that go on to that. But, you know, the physical part is a part of just a man to me, just being able to lift your weight up, you know, pick your child up. If your child has to be rescued, I need to be able to scoop my little baby up off the ground. You know what I'm saying? I can't be talking about, oh, I couldn't lift my baby. Save my wife, save my damn dog if I can scoop that motherfucker up, if my long arms is long enough. I'm trying to, you know, so I think the physical part, and I've always been a physical guy, so I like push-ups and sit-ups and leg lifts and lifting weights and squatting and running. I played football sports all my life since I was 7. So I believe you should be able to do 10 fingertip push-ups and all that. Be able to box a little bit, you know, wrestle a little bit, be able to wrestle somebody off of you. You know what I'm saying? Be able to fucking put your bicycle together, change your tire. I can do all this baby stuff, man. I learned all that before high school. Everything I'm saying, I'm speaking a part of my life.
You can do the finger
you know, man, I can still do 10 at 56 years old today.
Oh, man.
What you talking about? I mean, yeah, but that's the way I've always looked at my life, as being, I ain't got to be number one. I know I ain't last. I might come in the middle. I might be at the top. I might be number one, but guess what? I'm always winning. I ain't never losing. Now, only time I lose that I can say, man, you know what, I lost? When it came to me dealing with personal, intimate people, family, friends, women, you know, stuff like that. Other than that, as far as like living life, I've been winning. I've been winning. And that's where, especially, you know, it's a little and that's why I try, you know, man, despite whatever mistakes you made, as long as if you wake up the next day and you see the sun, you got a chance for redemption. That means you got to start living your life just a little different. You ain't got to stop, but just a little different. Get yourself, pull back, let yourself see yourself in the mirror. Put your shadow that trips you up, put it in front of you. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a father that was an alcoholic. I could have said fuck it and just did all kinds of dumb shit, but I knew I couldn't be a drinker. Like, no, I can't drink it. I've seen it since I was birthed. But he was a good functioning alcoholic. He worked 35 years. He told me how to work hard. You know what I'm saying? He invented machines, but he still had a drinking problem. You know, and he went to work every day. You know, and we wasn't a rich family. My parents wasn't rich. They worked together. My mama could cook. I needed somebody that can cook. You know what I'm saying? I was a teenager. I was running around smoking that good old weed, you know, but I didn't let it consume me. I still wanted other things. I think a lot of times, especially young men today, they cut themselves off from the neck up before they get a chance to see the world and live a little life as a man on their own. I think that one of the greatest things a man can do is live on his own. That's probably one of the greatest things you can do, especially if you can start early and live on your own and work and be able to cook yourself a meal and sleep in a bed and take a good hot bath and fucking watch the game and go out and meet a lady and sit down, you know, have friends you can talk to, you know, play a little sports, a little tennis, a little racquetball, handball, whatever. Shit, save your fucking money, man. You can live like a king in this world for real. That's just my take, man.
Sam, do you have anything to add to it before I move to the next question?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd love to see that king first. You know, show me that king.
Who, me?
Yeah, man. Most of what you said, I agree with.
No, listen. You the king.
I get what you're saying. I'm the king, but man, I'm no. You know, there's only so much I can do. You know.
No. Hold up. What are you talking about? Doing for others or doing for you?
Doing for others. My problem was my whole life. I did too much for others.
Okay.
Okay. Now I don't do much for others. I have rules I follow for my business, and
yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
discipline. Yes.
Fudged up.
But here's the thing, though. I'm talking about you. What does it have to do? Yeah, you understand the rules and discipline that you have to do when it comes to others. Continue to follow that. As far as you, don't take it so hard on you, but don't take it so hard on yourself.
My problem was, that I needed more discipline with myself. You know.
Yes.
That was my issue. So
you was young. How old are you? How old are you now?
I'm 38, man.
75.
See, that's what I'm saying. Listen. No. What I'm saying is, 38. I will trade you 56 for 38.
Nice. No.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got.
And I'm trying to get another 38 out of this 56 I got. See what I'm saying? And it's not about, you know what I'm saying, because when I hear you talk about the bullshit that you was exhibiting on your own self. See what I'm saying?
Which part?
Just you was giving too much. You was doing that to yourself. And you wasn't disciplined. You was doing that to yourself.
Well, yeah.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So now that you've overcome that and you a little wiser, you ain't going down that road no more. You're on a whole different trajectory, right?
Yeah.
So between now and 56, 18 years old, you can be sitting on top of the mountain like that bald-headed dude told me that shit. I'm telling you. It's the greatest opportunity.
I know.
You come into your age of manhood when you get about close to 40. And when your man turns 40, I don't care what race you are, you see the world totally different.
Listen. You're going to make me tell the truth, man. I didn't want to say the truth about my age. I'm just going along. Only because I want to say, listen, man.
What, you about 50?
47, just turned today. March 13th, today's my birthday.
Okay.
Sorry, 47 or 48. So look, man, I gone through some shit. Believe me, this was me talking. This is about exactly when you said it. I was about 38, not 40 though, when I realized my shit had to change. That I was placing others in front of me. Big difference in my life as that happened, and it's true. You know, men become men. You know, either when their father dies, that's when a man becomes a man, or around mid 30s to early 40s, right? Then a woman, dude, a woman starts learning when she's in her upper 40s to 50s. It takes about 10 fucking years now. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to curse, but it takes about 10 years for women. Women get the lessons that we got 20 years ago. But women tend to get it later. So yeah, man.
You think so? You think so? You think so?
Let me tell you something, man. A lot of them start to get it when they're 40.
Yeah, 40, 38, between 37 and 40.
Yeah, but a lot of them right there, that's still the F around period. So they can be with a man, but not so serious. Once they break up there in their upper 40s, from 50 to 60, I think is when they really start realizing what responsibility is, what taking care of a home is.
Too late then. They aged out. They aged out.
Right. Yeah, let me tell you. Men age like fine wine. You already know this. Women age like milk. That's how it goes. So it is what it is. But you know what? When you're given such a, when all you have to do is stick out your butt and shake it a bit, and then you think that's respect and attention, and then you do that for 30 or 40 years, which is what this culture, this American culture, is teaching you. Now, American culture is different from Black culture, from Hispanic culture, which is all American, right? Greek culture, Italian culture, still part of American culture. But the real American culture, teaches these women, it's even in the school systems, that this shit is okay. So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
So it takes them a long time to realize that they've been told a lie. Men, on the other hand, are like, accept this, accept that, and we kind of question things a bit more. A lot of men are still fooled now, but we still question things a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the rhetoric that women seem to follow in America. It's just a bunch of rhetoric that's pushed to them because why? Women are your biggest consumers. Like you said, when you got mature, when you got mature enough, what did you do? You had a business. You understood I can't be out here tricking with my fucking business. So you cut that shit back. Then you start to see a change of growth in finance, growth in maturity, a growth in discipline. Yes, women, they don't do that because they keep throwing flowers at women. If you notice, that's all they do is throw flowers at women. You're beautiful. You're a queen. This. You can poof, and you can be Cinderella. You can go out and meet a king and run back to your little dirty hut. You can do that, and he's gonna come looking for you and rescue you. Come on, man.
They eat it up, bro. They eat it
up. The weakest. Yes. And then to the discredit to the women is that they project it on the men. Like it's the man's fault.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you guys both a question before we move on to because one of my next question. I want to add this question because it's part of the conversation you guys are having or we're having. How does toxic masculinity, I probably can't pronounce it, impact a young man's mental and well-being, and the role that can be possibility mature and play later on in his health and well-being?
Okay, I really want to answer this.
You go first, Sam.
Toxic masculinity. For me, it's really simple. If you want to find out how to fix something, right? You kind of look at how it works. Once you know how it works, then you know how to fix it. Okay. So now when you come up to me with this is crap. This is crap that the American people have been fooled by, both men and women, and anybody else with a psychological background knows this is effing crap. Okay. I have a couple of years with psychology. What happened here was that, toxic masculinity is actually defined as toxic. But when this was in a jail system, this was in psychiatric wards, okay? And they would classify toxic masculinity as anybody that would start fights, throw people around, bully, okay? That was toxic masculinity. They wouldn't be defined as carrying toxic masculinity until they did something violent. Okay. So now that's the true term of toxic masculinity. Okay. Where you can affect a group to incite a riot and so on and so forth. They took that, and when I say they, I mean the government. They took that, they built it in the school systems, and then they say that boys who say they are boys exhibit toxic masculinity. It's a lie. That term doesn't exist. It's bullshit. It comes from a place that just fools people. So anybody who asks that question, for me, I can say that they simply don't know enough, because you would already know that's a ridiculous question to ask, because it doesn't exist in our world. It exists in a place where there was a jail system and psychology wards. Or psychiatric wards. That's where it was mainly. Okay. Not here in public. They took it, made it a broad term, applied it to everything that's a male. You know, a male doesn't want to shave his legs. You know, toxic masculinity. You know, a male thinks that, you know, no, it's all bull. Anyway, that's my take on it.
Yeah. So really, you said something interesting. I like what you said. I could see the originality of the word happening in places like that, where guys were pretty much going to be basically, you really have no choice. It's probably at sometimes to be toxic and masculine in those tight, confined spaces.
Yeah, but
if you are
right,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. Being toxic and masculine in a place where man, I mean, if you're masculine, that's the place to be, right? And then they're going to define that as toxic. You know, you really have to be at a level. You know, if me and you go in there, are we going to exhibit toxic masculinity? Probably not, right? Probably not.
Yeah.
It takes a certain person in that system to exhibit that. So it's pretty high up there.
Yeah. Yes. But the fact that they used it in that space, and then the rhetoric that they speak to the low level masses, they say, see, because it's all tied into this alphabet community push to demasculate the man. It is, because
you're coming out slowly, man. I'm starting to see what you know. I'm starting to see how you think. You're coming out slowly, bro.
Because if you see it, they push it. Like you said, they took it to the colleges. Now they're changing the dynamics of it. So now it's not going to a small group. It's anybody who's going to challenge the rhetoric that's being displayed. See what I'm saying? And it's only going to really come into play when it pertains to women and people who are trying to push an agenda to demasculate men. And that would be because they're fighting to get into that space. They're fighting to get into that space of a man, but yet reap the benefits of a woman.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying? And I understand this because, like I said, when I joined the service and went out of the country, when I came back, I understood America for what it is. Now, the problem is this. Even though America's trying to do that, they are still not giving young men, the guys that still gonna have a slanging and a banging man, a guy that's gonna ride, that is the bull, they still not giving them the training skills needed to rebuild the infrastructure. On every level in America, a young man should be given some fucking tools of any capacity. I don't give a fuck if it's some garden tools, some car tools, some construction tools, some fucking boat tools. They need to be placed in those type of positions, because right now, and you're in America, am I right?
Yes.
Are you an American citizen?
I am. I'm first gen.
Oh, okay. So did you serve in any militaries?
I did not. No.
Okay. So now I'm gonna take you as one example and bring everybody with you. If there was a major breakout, would you stand as a soldier today?
Are you kidding me? For what? I don't trust this government.
No. See,
He's not talking about the government. He's talking about stand.
A soldier works for the government. No.
Right. A soldier works for the government. He's right. So grooming. He said no. Would you stand and fight?
Fuck yeah, I would. You guys know
For
I'm
the
crazy
people.
now.
Okay,
For the people.
so, hold up.
Yes, I
Yeah,
would.
you got to. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah,
That doesn't necessarily mean, you see, I could be fighting against my own army, for the people.
right, right.
Okay.
But see, that's what. But the army in America. But the army is the people in America. It's voluntary.
It's changing, man. Look what they're
But
trying
I
to
know.
do.
But here's the thing. You're right. It's changing, but it's not changing for the better of the American
Bing, bing,
way.
bing, bing. There we
Correct.
go.
It's changing
That's
to the
where
point
I
where
was
I'm
waiting for
going
you to answer that.
I'm going to be targeted by the U.S. government or U.S.
Well,
soldiers.
we don't want to say that. We don't want to say
I
that.
don't want to say
Hopefully
that,
not.
but
Yeah.
if you look at what they're doing, they're trying.
Yes.
This is already spoken about. They're trying to get immigrants to serve in the U.S.
Service. Yeah.
Right, and
Yeah.
they're going to get citizenship. Now, if you look at what Rome did, you guys remember what Rome did? Okay.
Yeah.
Rome did exactly the same thing, right?
They follow the same methods every time. America
and
follows everything
And then what happened to Rome? Rome collapsed because their
quickly.
own soul, right? So this is what the United States is doing. I think this is intentional. The United States,
Yeah, of course.
collapsing itself.
Yes, yes. It's listen, boy. If you America is intentionally and this is my thing. Those Jim Crow era young men who are now all elders, statesmen in America, they would rather go out blazing saddles. They're not worrying about anything after them. The Bidens of them, I'm telling you, they don't care. They fucking it up for everybody in America. Everybody in America is being manipulated to fail. Everybody's being manipulated to fail. Because if they're off, and I said this, if they're offering these positions and all of these opportunities to the immigrants, that means there's going to be replaced a lot of American citizens' positions. And they understand that they can lower the price on the immigrants too. See, they know that. But joining the military.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Al Sharpton said, I heard Al Sharpton said that the immigrants are going to take precedence over U.S. citizens here in New York. Okay. This is something that maybe it's been going on. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it. Maybe you did. But I certainly did. If you see what's happening here, where you have U.S. citizens losing their homes, losing money, losing food for these immigrants, this whole thing is intentional. This government is doing things to hurt the people so that they are somewhat enslaved, either by high prices, constant work. And if you look at what they're doing, they're giving everybody their bread and wine, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So as long as you have your bread and wine, a lot of these people are just almost stupefied where everything is fine because they just don't know better. You have people like me, people like Frey. Is it Frey?
Trey
Ferd. Yeah, there you go.
Trey Ferd. So
there you go.
It's people like me and him and everybody else. We kind of realize these things. Other people, what I think we're doing is I know I have some silver. I know I have some other things here and there. I know I have my food pantry ready. I know it kind of sounds ridiculous, but the way this government is going, plus the money that's going to the Ukraine, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you
man.
All this shit.
That's wild. Yeah. They done gave the Ukraine enough money to balance the budget 3 times.
I can't believe it. And the American people are just letting it happen. The Democrats, and wait a minute. See, now I'm going back. I said Democrats. I can't even say
they all work together. They all work together. The government is the government.
1 second. I want to give a salute to Lady. She's back in the house. And welcome back. And we're glad to see you back. And hopefully as well. I hope you're recovering. And anything you need, you got my number. Hit me up. Go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry about that.
No, I was listening to my man. What's your name, man?
Samantha.
Me?
Yes, sir. I know Peter.
Oh, Sam. Me, Sam.
Sam. Okay, Sam. I got you, Sam.
I'm from Long Island, man. Long Island, right here in New York.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I don't know if you
You
heard.
look like.
I look like what?
I was gonna say, you look like you can be part of that mafia family. You look like the Gambinos or something over
No,
there.
hell no. Yeah, man. Greek Salvadorian. No, my mother's
Oh,
from
okay.
El Salvador. My father's Griego, so I have a Griego and Salvadorian. You know, let me tell you, man. I don't know if you heard before, but I grew up in Queens. I grew up in College Point.
Okay.
I've seen a ton of stuff. Yeah, man. From like, kidnappings, murder. These guys would drive up in limos. They would just take a guy by the. He was walking with his wife and his kid in a carriage, and they came up with a gun behind him, skidded up, in a limousine. First time I ever seen a limousine skid up. My brother was hiding behind a chain link fence, and I was
Oh,
hiding
wow.
behind a mailbox. I was about 6 years old, and I told my brother, I was like, "Hey, you got to move from there." And he says, "Why? They can't see me." I'm like, "It's a chain link fence. If you can see them, they can see you."
Right.
Man, we found a dead body down in Chisholm's Park. There was another kidnapping with a little girl. For me, dude, violence was normal, man. When I came to Long Island, that's when I realized violence wasn't normal, and that's what I was telling. That's what I was telling Peter before. Was that violence? For me to come into a place. I mean, we still had the gangs and shit here, but overall, for me to come into a place where people are kind of like normal, dude, I didn't know how to accept kindness. It was weird for me, because I never accepted kindness. We just spoke to each other. We dealt with each other. We never really were kind to each other in Queens. So the whole different environment, man. So now it's different for me, man. I found Jesus. I found God.
There you go.
Is that wrong? Did I not say that, Peter? I know Jesus will get you in trouble.
I talk about dude. I had a whole episode with Dr. Cosadino here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna, maybe one day I'll tell you about my miracles, and I guarantee you, man, there are miracles, at least for me. And if you guys see them, you would be kind of, I think, impressed. But I'm not gonna say anything yet. I don't want to. A lot of shit has happened, but man, this country is effed, and it's intentional. I guess that's the whole point.
So here's a question I want to ask you. Do you think right now, going into the next millennial, as they say, you think America's doomed inevitably? Like,
I did not listen to me. I did not read the Bible. I'm going to stare at you here. I did not read the Bible, man. I didn't read the Bible. I'm not. I wasn't religious. I got into a position which, I'll tell you later on. I'm not going to say it now, but I'm in a place to learn a lot about God and Jesus. I haven't done it yet, but what the hell was the point of this conversation? I'm just going off, but there was a point here. Tell me.
No, listen, man. Listen, I get it, man. Listen, you in an evolving state of mind right now.
Yeah.
Now, listen, and I'm gonna say this to you. You can do it how you want. You say you didn't read. You don't necessarily have to read it. Just walk it. Just walk it based on what you believe it is about. It ain't about talking it. It's about walking it. Treat people with respect.
That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So live in that, and then come back in a couple of years and tell how that experience through that life has treated you.
My God, dude.
Yeah.
It's only been 3 months. I'm having
but what I'm saying is, right, because what I'm saying is, for 35 years almost, you've been living off your own wants and needs and desires.
No. And yes.
What?
No and yes. I'll tell you. No and yes. No, because I respected everybody I was with, and because I gave up a lot, and because I helped people. Okay. Yes, because I did fulfill some of those desires. but
even with that.
But I gave a lot.
Right. But see, so let me ask you this. Are you talking about giving to women or men or both?
No. I'm talking about giving to humanity, giving to people. Look, man, I'll tell you what I did realize. Okay, so for example, I have a daughter, okay? She's with me. I take care of her every day. She's sleeping right now.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Why do I say that? Because, see, I didn't even want that out there, Peter. But nonetheless, why did I say that? Because you know what? You have to have something higher than yourself to work for and believe in. So
Yep.
at first it was my daughter, okay, and then after having my daughter, I realized that the absolute first thing for me to treat and respect and love and learn was it was Jesus, man, because Jesus shows me how to treat my daughter. He shows me how to love my daughter, how to love a family, how to have a family, how to respect people. So there's this hierarchy. You have to have something that you look after more than yourself. You know, I don't want to look after my rules because my rules I know are somewhat biased in the sense that, you know, I have cravings. I want what I want. I have to look at something else higher, and that's Jesus, or that's the Lord, man. That's God, you know. So everybody has to have that, you know. They have to have it, and if they don't have God, they probably have their father or their mother or a grandmother. They have something higher that they look forward to, or look at upward to, you know. But you have to have that, and it should be God. It should be Jesus. But
so let me ask you this: with that, do you think that it's more important to possess those characters of God in Jesus?
well, you never possess the characters of God, but to be able to understand and follow and learn and get better, you know. Hopefully, by the time you know, right now I'm 48, I think today, you know,
78.
78. Look, man, I'm still a fucking mess. I'm still a mess. I know that.
Sam, hang on a second. I got to cut you off a second. In our lives, I believe we go through our transitions. Like, you went from a transition being a teenager to a young adult to a business owner, then to a father figure. Now you go into another transition. You might feel like you're in limbo, but you're not in limbo, dude. Whatever you're going through, you don't have to share. But whatever you're going through, you're in limbo, and you get through that limbo. It's up to you to evolve and make yourself a better man, even a better person from this. You learn, and you want to pass it down to your daughters. Listen, this is where I fucked up, so you don't have to fuck up. If that makes sense.
Right. Absolutely. Listen, I'll be right back. I just have to. I'm going to be honest. I have to use the restroom, man. I got to tinkle, bro. All right, hold on.
So that's right. The biggest reason I wanted you on the channel, because I know you have more experience on this stream, because you have the most experience in this because of your line of work in the past, correct?
Well, I can't say I got the most experience. I do have some experience. I do have quite a bit of experience in this type of matter of subject as far as dealing with young men transitioning elementary, high school on to being a full-fledged adult. So I do have I got like 18 years experience in it.
So in your experience so far, what's your opinion about all this? Like if you had to put like a small summary to share with all, what would you say?
I'm always a believer of the glass is half full and the glass is not half empty.
Mm-hmm.
The glass is always half full, meaning despite of what you've gone through up until this point today, you survived it all. You found out some new things about yourself. You've gotten better in some stuff you probably should have kept that you got rid of, but you're still here today. You fucked up some shit. You forgave yourself. Hopefully you forgave. Not saying you, but anybody that's speaking to this. They forgave themselves. They still here, right? So the fact that you still here, you still have opportunity to just continue to be better, put yourself in a better space mentally, put yourself in a better space physically. Now, what specific route you go, I can't really tell you. I just always try to give possible options, if not solutions. That's it. You got to try it all before you realize or discover which one works for you. That's the only viewpoint I try to look at it. It's not about how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? It's about what is right. If doing right will get you to a better space, you have to to be disciplined enough to do the right thing consistently so you can get over that bad space. And that comes when if you go through a bad breakup, start doing other things, everything opposite that would take you into a space where a person that hurt your feelings or broke your heart. People talk bad about you. Stop talking to them. Find some other stuff to do. It's a thousand, million, trillion things you can do that don't require spending money. Especially now with YouTube, you can figure out how to build your house off of YouTube. You can learn how to become a chef off YouTube. There's a lot of stuff that you can learn, especially if you haven't really gotten out there and started just doing dumb shit.
Sure, I'll be honest with you, with the whole YouTube thing you're saying, I want to put a point here. See all this? I might have technical issues this week. Let's not talk about that. But all of this you see, the thumbnails, the graphics, the posters, Sam, you, me, everything. I learned it from YouTube. My buddy CQ, who has been doing this for 3 years and he loves this program, OBS, he goes, "You're a lot ahead than I was when I started streaming." Because of YouTube.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you see how you evolving, and you have evolved. A man is able to shift gears and teach himself if need be. So you're a student until you basically master it, and then let me go back. You are a spectator until you become a student, and then from a student you become a master. Once you get enough student in you, you have the student. Sometimes you have the student a little more longer, especially when you're younger. You better looking. You got 25 pounds less. You know what I'm saying? You can move around. You can do that. And then by the time you get to 50, 55, if you were a good student, you can now become the master of your fate and live like a king until the day you leave this earth.
Peter, you're still young, bro. I am becoming that student now. No, seriously, I'm joining a gym. I'm trying to get my body straight. I got to lose 50 pounds. You can become the master now. Yeah. I have to quit smoking. Got to do it.
I quit vaping and smoking. You guys know about that one. But the newest news about my journey, my weight loss, I weighed myself. Now I'm officially 20 pounds lighter than I was. That's a big step.
See what I'm saying? And now you feel better about yourself. It brings confidence when a man's chest and arms is in order. When your stomach is hiding your damn dang-a-lang, that shit ain't funny. That shit ain't fun. As a man, you need to see that motherfucker swing a little bit. You can't be reaching for it. That brings confidence. It just, I hate to bring it that picture, but when you lose a little weight, especially, it affects your mental capacity, man.
This is why I love the Spartans so much, because they were very masculine men, very strong, dominant men, but they also, had their women who kept them in check. If you don't know anything about Spartan, I'll send you some information, man. They're freaking kick-ass species now. They're extinct, but as a you know what? I gotta do it.
This is Sparta!
But their rules of conduct and living, I'll send you the rules that what they have. It was like, wow, you're gonna be like. So,
do that, man.
Next question, because you guys are getting too quiet. I mean, I don't like when you guys are quiet. It's a little awkward. So when you're fostering a young, emotional man, the culture, the environment, their species, their leadership, their education. What do you think?
Say it again. I think for the both of us, I think we're both in that area.
When you're fostering a young man into a new relationship, a new how can I put this? Species of education.
Okay, so
new state of mind, a new vision, a new goal.
Yes.
Right.
I
So
got you.
so you want to take a boy, bring him into man's perspective? Is that what you're saying, or no?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I think you want to answer this.
Why me? You can go ahead.
Oh, I
I'll
can
go
go
after
ahead.
you.
Oh
You gonna
shoot!
fight
All
over it?
right.
Here, I got one for you. I got a fight
No,
one.
no,
Hey.
no,
Hold on.
no,
I can answer it. I can answer it.
no,
But since I'm the elder, I like to hear the
no, no,
different.
no. Then here's a man that's trying to teach, and I'm trying to learn. So then let me go first, and then tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me your perspective and
Are you guys
Okay.
really gonna argue who's gonna go first? Let me get in
no,
here.
no, hold on, man.
No, no, we got it. We got it. We got it.
I'm talking and I'm thinking at the same time. So what
Yeah.
what brings a man to an elder? Dude, it's just all right, so it's kind of cheesy because it's almost a safe way out, but I don't mean it to be. I mean it to be the truth. The first thing that brings a boy to a man would probably be hardship. Okay, that's the absolute first thing. Okay, so then in today's society, where there isn't that much hardship for a lot of people here, what brings a boy into manhood? Oh shit! That's why we have a whole bunch of trouble here. In this country is because there aren't a lot of real men around to tell boys how to be men. Look, man, a man takes care of the house, protects the home, protects the woman, protects the children, protects the family. We look out for predators. We look out for shit that's suspicious. If we go to a restaurant, we know where the exits are. We know how to escape a burning building. These are things that I think men ultimately learn how to do, and that's what makes a man a man. Is if you can get your family out of trouble. That's the basics of it, and then of course you have everything else that as far as money making. You have to make money. You have to be a good provider. I'm saying a lot of stuff that's responsibility for the man, and I'm not talking about the women because it's implied. The women have a huge responsibility. Okay, if you ignore your man, you're gonna have a bad marriage. You're gonna have a bad man. You're gonna have a bad spouse. You're gonna have a bad life. You have to hold up to your end of the bargain. That means that you have to support your man. Women will be like, I don't need a man, but a man will tell you the truth. Like, no, of course not, man. I need a woman. I need a woman's support if I can have it. A lot of times, especially if she's, in the family, she's my wife or whatever, it means something. It means that she's going to be with me till death. We're going to work together. And if that's true on both parties, you have something great. I don't know, man. I can keep going on because it's kind of broad. But I think, hardship is mainly it. And then it's moving forward, when you want to separate yourself from the family. So it's not quite hardship, but it's more so proving grounds. I want to show my mom and dad that I can make it. I want to show them that I can make it. Those things I think make a man. But if there isn't a point where they're kind of kicked out at some level or given more responsibility, you're never going to have a man. And I think that's what's happening now. It's that these people are not being kicked out. They're not being told that they have to do more. That they're not being told that they have to do better. They're being supported, and they're supported. These parents are supporting their bad habits. They're supporting their addictions because they're being told by the government and by the schools that this is okay. She's just sick, so you support it. It's all a hunk of shit. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. I can keep going on, so I'm done. I'd love for you to take over and tell me,
No, I'm gonna touch on something real quick, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you know? Okay, so I'm gonna say a number first, and then I'm gonna give you the premise of it.
Okay.
If 60% of men are childless and single, is that a good thing?
No.
Why is that? So men don't have no children and they single. Is that a good thing for the man? I'll say like that for the man.
Look, I'm gonna say two ways. Okay, two ways. I guess at that point the man can have some sort of harem or whatever it is.
No, he don't know harm. He's in America. He got to follow the rules. But he works a job. He has no children, and he's single. Is that a good thing?
I'm gonna say no because you need to you need to have something higher than yourself to live for. You know,
Okay.
families.
So he should.
For me, no,
So,
it's not good.
right. So with that, no, I think I understand why you said no, because he should have a family and a lineage.
God, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
That's
So
why,
so
that's
so
why we
that
live.
right. So you right on what I'm trying to prove, what I'm trying to show. Right. He should have a wife. Do you think he should start early 20s, or later in life?
For me, if it was a perfect world, not even a
Yeah.
perfect world, if it was 50 years ago, man, not even a perfect world, just 50 years ago, I would say start in your 20s. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
For me right now,
Okay.
don't bullshit yourself. What happens is that you have kids who are taught to bullshit themselves. I'm faithful when you're really not. Back then, 50 years ago, if you weren't faithful, you knew you weren't faithful. You didn't lie to yourself. Now you have
Right.
these boys, they just fucking lie to
Hold
themselves.
on. No,
Lying.
no.
Time out,
Go
time
ahead,
out, Sam.
Sam.
Listen,
I want to put my
I'm sorry.
input. Sam, you know what's the half the problem there? Freaking online dating. You're one click away, get replaced. If it wasn't that fucking online dating, people would be more faithful. Think about it. It's easier to freaking buy a
Dude,
car
I'm telling
online
you, man,
now
it's,
than was
it's
a day
not
ago.
online dating. It's not. If you, I'm not gonna say my position here, but
You don't have to.
just being in the place I'm at, even though it's a high place, I mean, it's look, man, it's everywhere. It's right now. It's. I don't want to say it's the culture, but it's the American culture, man. It's the
Yeah,
identity, and
it's the
It's different now
monster.
because of the
yeah,
social
it's the
media
monster,
shit.
man.
It's in grooming. It's in the food. It's in the entertainment. It's in the medicine. It's in everything.
I'll
Did
give
you
you a
hear
great
what I
example.
said
Trey,
about the food?
hang on that thought. Hang on
When
that
you,
thought. I'll
when,
give you a great example. You're watching a commercial anywhere in most of European countries, and you hear music do 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 do. Or it's go. A girl comes out with a bikini, go Pepsi. Like,
so
think about it.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this. Before you had texted something about it being in the food.
Yeah,
Did you hear what I had to say, or were you not in yet?
I wasn't in. I didn't
He
hear what
does
you
show.
had to
He does have
say.
a show before
So
ours. So you can
so
repeat yourself. Go ahead.
here's what happened, man. We were talking about something. I think we were talking about libido or something, and you had texted it's in the food and blah blah blah. So I was like, all right, that's the perfect segue to where I was going to. And I said, no. We were talking about different cultures as far as what cultures are men and what cultures are not. So I had laid in Italian, Greek, Russian, and black men. Okay. Now, black men here in the U.S. is only a certain around because there are a lot of, cucks as there are in a white community, same shit. But nonetheless, white women especially, view black men as very virile. They get very excited over them. So that's also included there. So you have black American men. I'm not going to say other black men because it's mostly American. Greeks, Italians, and Russians. And then you had said something about it. It's in the food. And I said, you know what? That's absolutely true. It is in the food. Because if you look at the foods that the Italians eat, that the Greeks eat, that the Russians eat, it's so healthy that it makes you more excited and virile. So that was essentially that. Are you still on?
Which one?
Yeah, I'm still on.
There we go.
I'm still on.
Okay,
I just muted myself.
I got you. So that was essentially it. When you said it's the food. So in that sense, yes, it is the food because if American food makes men, what's the word I'm looking for, dude? They're just lazy. American men become lazy by eating.
Damn near make your whole body lazy. Your Johnson need help.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
See, here's where I have a problem with this. I hear all the time from when I go to the gym, I'm fat, I'm this. I go, okay, what do you do with diet? That's the first thing you always talk about. Oh, I go to XYZ. Oh, I get very fresh. Oh, all these companies that can deliver healthy, fresh food. And none of this is really healthy or fresh food. And just being fucking lazy, just go to the farmer's market and get some veggies. Go to the meat market and get some fresh meat. Grab a pan, put your seasonings, fresh herbs, throw that sucker in there and roast it off. You see how delicious that's gonna be. Even our meat's not the greatest in the world, but You see where I'm going with this. People are lazy to even cook now these days. I know how many women would tell me they don't know how to cook. And I'm a man, and I know how to cook better than them.
I know. But most men
Sam, you know how to cook better, not as good as me, but close to it.
I know how to cook better than you, buddy.
Oh yeah, you want to put money on this shit? You want to put money on this, homeboy?
You.
Uh-oh.
You.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna get Paul down here.
I smell deception in the ranks.
I'm gonna RP down here. I'm gonna get my boys down here, have a cook-off, and they're gonna be the judges. I'm gonna pay them off.
All my exes love my cooking. I cook for everybody.
What do you think I do, fucker? I do this for
I
a
need
fucking
some
living.
apple juice, man. I'm gonna grab some apple juice. Give me a second.
Oh, hey, you need some apple juice, huh?
I do.
Go drink your Dora's apple juice.
What's that?
Go drink your Dora's apple juice.
Yeah. Hold on. I get some apple juice.
So anyway, Trey, go ahead. You were saying before?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, man. You know, manhood, man. You in manhood right now, Peter. And as long as you continue the journeys that you do, in about 5 to 10 years, you'll start seeing the benefits of your discipline right now. You'll start seeing those benefits. And that'll be able to take you through the rest of your life.
That's the goal. In the process, I want to hopefully I can teach a few people through the streams. People interact. That's the goal. I believe we're put on this planet to make a difference. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah. And that's it. If you can, I always believe in one man, one hand. I'm one man. If I can reach my one hand back, because I got to use the other hand to hold on to lift you up. If you grab it, then I'm going to save you. If you don't grab it, then you got to get it on your own.
And that's a good point, too. Mm-hmm. You know, like I always tell people, I can only show you the door, but you are the one who has to walk through it.
That's it.
And
I'm going to take you to the door. I ain't touching the doorknob. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just going to show you where the door is.
Yeah. So, as we're waiting for Sam, we're going to close out soon. With everything that we learned tonight, what do you think holds for our future young men?
Peter, I can go outside of tonight and just go off what I've been experiencing and seeing on these YouTube streets the last 6 to 8 months.
I can tell you too. Absolutely.
And I say it all the time. The world that we know it is becoming more diverse. You know, and this is probably the greatest time for any young man to start solidifying who he is and building and it's like putting his claim on something. You got to do it now. Now's the time. They're building less houses, but they're training less Americans to be self-sufficient and independent.
You have to do it now because it's the end. Not because it's a good time, but because you got companies like BlackRock and everybody else, they're buying up residential homes and properties. Okay. Banks are not giving loans, and the U.S. government is not releasing land either. So this is intentionally done so that these huge companies own these houses. They raise the price of housing. And then on top of that, you have to rent. So they keep making their money, and everything's happy. What do I think about men in the future? I don't think men right now in this country have the effing balls or the know-how to actually make themselves worth something anymore. That's my true feeling. Okay, my true feeling is that these boys today, okay, they don't even know what the F a man is. They have no freaking idea. and they can't do it. They haven't been doing it. Okay, they make excuses. They blame everybody else. So, my advice for most American men for the future: get an apron, bro. Get an apron. You guys are gonna make good maids. All right, that's my best advice because right now it doesn't look good. Men are behaving like freaking women. It makes no sense. No sense. The moment your woman has control over the house and the finances and everything else, that's when you start losing. And that's when every man starts losing, right? And what does she do when she loses too much? She gets rid of you because she thinks you're the problem when you've been the provider the whole time. No. Men are changing now. That's why men aren't getting married, So you have two choices. Wear an apron or know better, and start playing the game.
So what I've been seeing lately in the streets, yeah, you're right, Sam, that men are not men like that. They're not getting married, and the second one, I think it goes hand in hand almost. Men are having less sex now than ever in man's history.
Yeah, but that's by choice. There's a huge difference there.
We don't know that.
That's by
the studies.
No. We do know that by the studies. It is by choice. Men are choosing not to sleep with women now by choice because they see now what it involves. They see the give and take. It's not worth the game. Men are becoming smarter, bro. The species is becoming.
Here's what I'm going. Here's one. I personally don't agree with this person. I'm not gonna blast him. But he keeps telling me, I don't check my checkbook. I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked at my checkbook in 5 years. I let my wife handle all that stuff. I make sure that I get the money, and as long as the bills are paid, and we can spend what we can spend, I don't care. I looked at him like, seriously, dude, you need to know your finances. That's my personal opinion.
I'm sorry, I lost you for a second. I'm coming back.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was saying, I know somebody who doesn't even look at his checkbook, like his wife, balance his checkbook,
I heard you.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with it. But
that's a problem he has, man.
That's his business, not mine. Top of the hour. So let's close it out for tonight. You know what? Let's let the older generation go first tonight. Trey, final thoughts? Any shout outs? Any plugins? Whatever you want to like? The floor is yours, my brother.
Oh man, grooming, man, this is a good show, man. It's good to see it's good to see, a gentleman that's
I like that.
Sort of moving and grooving in another lane than most who are out here shaking. You know what I'm saying? He's a business owner.
I agree with you.
Huh? What's that?
Same thing with you, man, dude. You got a great personality. You got a great attitude. I'm sorry. Were you talking about Peter?
No, I'm just talking about, listen, man, as a man, we're made to evolve. That's just part of our DNA nature, no matter what race you are. The secret to today is the tradition of successful cultures and men. They got along with each other. They were able to respect each other. Even in war, there was respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's just unfortunate that the so-called one of the greatest countries in America continues to divide its people for $1, and the dollar continues to burn the whole country down the drain. The dollar. And until America makes changes to train the black man, the poor white man, the other men in America,
they already trained them, bro.
No, wait, no.
They're training them in a way that's negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, they have to stop preaching this foolery rhetoric to the woman too.
Oh no!
Because
dude, this is our fault. This is the women's fault. We need to be more vocal. We need to tell them.
But here's the thing: it's not us, men. We're vocal. We're vocal.
And you know what? How do you speak to your black community? How do you speak to your black friends? The same way? They're gonna have some problems, bro. They're gonna have
listen. Okay, they can have some problems and questions. That's why I speak to them about it, but I don't try to fix it with them. They're outdated to be fixed. It's going to have to start with the younger men and women I don't talk to bitter old 40-something crying about their girlfriend and wife hurt them
That
and
starts.
ain't shit out here. I don't
Starts
do that.
all
Yeah,
that.
that's
All that stuff's a community. That's why it's like try to get those kids. No, you got to get the community first. It's the underground community. You know, I know plenty of black men. They. You know what? I don't want to say it, but they vote. Slightly to the right, and they have certain viewpoints. They see the truth. You know.
yeah.
Uh,
But
uh,
here's the thing: none of us are really saying the truth because I can tell you this.
I agree.
Regardless of,
Yes.
for us, no matter if you're a light skinned black or you're a dark skinned black, you're a brown black person, Negro, Afro, we all got that big nose and big lips. We need to stand with one person when it comes to help to try to implement a change. We
Humanity,
need
person.
yes, we need that, and I think that low hanging fruit that feeds into this rhetoric of independent self. I'm gonna be on my own. I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. That plays right into the hands of people that are in power.
Yeah, man.
Because as long as we don't work together, like you said, at
Right.
some point it's going to revert back to people damn near being on plantations.
Destroy the family, destroy the culture.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
have power
Yes.
to do that. So
Yes. And this is where America's been doing for 500 years.
yeah,
And America has to, and this is my thing. If I ever get close to bad and I can talk to him, Kamala, Tamala, whatever her name is, I forget her name. First of all, do this. Take hard drugs off the street. Crystal meth, crack, cocaine, dope. Take all the heroin, take all that shit off the street. You can't have people smoking marijuana.
we can call that the common sense clause because that's
Yeah,
common
take
sense.
that.
For any family man, anybody who's, I mean, you kidding me? Anybody who's trying to walk the streets and live their life normally.
Yeah, take that shit off the street. Take it off. Start having, when it comes to unnecessary murders, I'm an eye for it because when people read the Bible and talk all that, I'm an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth type. We gonna if you unnecessarily murder somebody, you got 6 days and we're gonna go on put you on display and get you up out of here. Your days is numbered.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna have to do it number about 5 or 6 times. Show it on TV about 5 or 6 times. People get the message. But those that are in power, they still go cheap. So we got to get them guys out of the seats. That older Jim Crow generation, Biden, Trump, everybody in the Senate, all them guys, Mitch McConnell, they got to come out there. And it needs to be a new regime that puts everybody in one of those seats and go around year to year, summer to summer, train the youth, train the women how to be women, teach them how to go back into the kitchen, teach them how to start sewing, teach them how to start living a natural life, not having sex so early.
You have any kids?
Yes.
What do you have? You have any daughters?
I have one daughter.
Yeah, okay.
And the rest are boys.
I have one daughter.
Yes.
And so when I had my daughter, check this out. When I had my daughter, I was into this whole empowerment thing. Okay. So then I got religious and I started to realize, not just because of God and Jesus, but I started to realize through my life and through my example, through what I've seen. And I said, holy cow, a woman's place is here. You can strive for other things, but a woman's place is here. So I had conflict. Should I tell her to fold the clothes? Should I tell her to do the dishes? Should I tell her to do this? And it took, after being religious and after looking at things, because it's crazy. Once you become religious in a proper way, in a safe way, I'm not saying join a cult because it depends. Some people think that's religious. But as long as you join something that's functional, you start to see life and you start to see what it is. And I started to realize, you know what? My daughter needs to know these things. Like my father taught me how to work hard and do this. I need to teach my daughter how to do these little simple things here and there. I've been taught Sam, you have to take care of yourself. Cook for yourself. Don't go out and eat. What the hell are you doing spending nowadays? You kidding me? One dinner, lunch is $15 or $12. You know, so what are you going to spend $30 a day eating out? You're not going to spend. Jesus Christ, what is it? $900 a month eating out? That's nuts. You know, you spend $300 in food. You cook it yourself. It's better and healthier, and it's great. Take care of yourself. You know, these values, as far as what a woman does and what a man does, they've disappeared. What's good is evil. What's evil is now good. Dude, I can go into saying that this is almost a prophecy. You know, I don't want to go too broad and too crazy here, you know, but to me, everything that's happening now, man, is dude, it's so deeper than you know, man. Everything is just amazing, you know. So
closing out, let's Trey, do you have any plugins you want to add in before I add the marker and stuff?
Yo, Trey, closing out. Listen, give Peter your contact info. You mind if I have that? All right.
Yeah, he can give it. He got my email. Peter, email him my information, and you can email me,
do me
man.
a favor before after I log off the show, stick around. I want to go. I have an idea for both of you guys. It might work really well. So stick around for 5 minutes after the show is ended. Trey, any plugins?
Hey man, shout out to Black Man Unfiltered Network, man. You know he's moving out here.
He's
7 days a week.
One why we all started this. So shout out to BMU. And you know what? I got to talk to him because I see he didn't have.
It is what it is. TV.
Yeah.
Hey man, I got some shout out. 907 Good Eat.
We can co-stream with him. Sam, any plugins? What people can contact you if they wanted a PC fix or graphic stuff? Can they hit
I'm
you
good
up?
for now. I'm good for now. I'm good. Good. Love you
I'm
guys.
just bringing it out there. So, guys, so this is Grooming Reviews. Remember, our schedule this week, Saturday, we are talking about how Disney messed up Marvel and Star Wars. Let's see. Some people said it didn't. Some people didn't. Saturday, we have the gray area with co-stream with BMU's network with Poe and me. We're talking about Greece. I think the episode, hang on, I'll tell you exactly what we're talking about this week on that one. Give me a second, get the schedule up. We are talking about the Black Wolf. How was I the Black Wolf of the Greek community at one time? Sam, I'd like to invite you to the gray area one day. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. I want you as my guest on the gray area. We're going to schedule a day. You come up and talk about your experience as a Greek Spanish American. How's that sound?
As a Greek? I'll
And
tell you my
Spanish.
experience. You want me to reiterate what my experience as a Greek was? It's really simple. Every Greek I met told me I wasn't Greek, and they called me Malaka. Okay? Every Salvadorian or Hispanic man I met. Hold on. Every Hispanic man I met told me I wasn't Hispanic either. I'm not Salvadorian, and they called me Gringo. That was my life, bro.
Okay.
I had a whole crisis.
I came over here tonight.
And I don't want to talk about it because it's stupid. No. I'm sorry. It's not stupid.
Okay.
But you know, my life is a bit. And yes, I'll do it.
All right.
I'll see you there.
Okay, so accept that, guys. This is Grooming Reviews 101. I am Ghost of Sparta signing off once again. Stay fresh, stay safe.